Hello everyone, and welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello Tayu, the crispy magician. Captain Crispy is here, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend, Captain Crispy. Hi Tanya, welcome back. Hi Doga, welcome back. Hi Judge Death, welcome back. Hello and welcome to the Garage Poets Open Mic. Welcome. Hi everyone, I'm new to this channel. Welcome to the channel. Does anyone know which poetry topics will be discussed today? These live streams come around pretty quickly. I know Judge Jeff said that in my community tab. They sure do come around quickly. I do have one topic I thought we could discuss, but I don't know if I really want to. It's a bit of a touchy subject, possibly, unless I express myself very, very clearly, and I almost never do that. So maybe we'll talk about that, but otherwise it's kind of down to you guys as much as it is down to me, because this is a two-way thing. The only way these live streams are going to work is if you guys throw some ideas in the chat as well, and we just discuss. We're just going to discuss. So, yes, hello, baby Mango. Welcome back. I did, for those of you who were in the last live stream, baby Mango was talking about her videos on her channel regarding Gabby Hanna's collections and puzzles. And I must admit, I've only watched the Braille one so far, which is the one I left a comment on. But it's very, very interesting and very commendable, the work that you've done to understand it. Hello Kaylee, welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello, I am Garth, welcome back. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for popping in and coming back. This is great. I was just saying how quickly these come back around. But I've been looking forward to it, and I've been feeling really great since starting these live streams. They've had the impact that I wanted them to have. I even thought about writing a poem today. And it doesn't sound like much, but I haven't even thought about writing for over a year. So just the fact that I thought about, I might start writing poetry is a big thing. And that's really, honestly, thanks to you guys in these live streams for welcoming me back with open arms. Hello, Chris. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. Before we get started, if you haven't already, there's 9 people watching the stream already, so please, before we get started, hit that like button so I know you guys are ready to get into the discussions. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so yesterday I was playing around with my laptop and trying to use the same software I'm using for this live stream, use it for a reaction video. I think if you guys remember, I believe I have already spoken about it. So I went to do that and I was fiddling with settings. It didn't work, so I tried to put all the settings back off of memory. But now I keep getting a notification on my stream dashboard. It says the stream's bitrate is too low. Warning. So I'm really hoping I haven't messed things up. I'm really hoping the live stream isn't lagging for you guys and we're still good. 7 likes, thank you very much. 7 viewers and 7 likes. That I can tell we are all ready to go. Let me just catch up on the chat before we do. Thank you, Gabby. Inspired me to create my own puzzles. So some of my books have puzzles incorporated. Yeah, I was really impressed with that video of yours. So everyone, if you haven't already, after this, go and check Baby Mango's channel. She's got some cool videos on there deciphering Gabby Hanna's poetry. Write poetry again, you're great. Thank you very much. Thank you, I appreciate that. Don't know if I'm great, but at least I'm thinking about writing again. You really should write something, mate. Yeah, I think I will soon enough. At the moment, I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin my headspace at the moment. These live streams are doing me a lot of good, and I'm just really enjoying these. So, but I will. I'll get around to it. So let's have a look at my notes. Oh yes, before we really get started, I remember Kaylee asked a question right at the end of the last live stream, and I missed it. 10 likes, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. There was a question. What? I think you asked what character I'd be if I was in a horror film. But correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the question? People say to write every day, but I've never been able to make that work for me. There was a time when I was writing every day. Maybe that's why I had burnout. Tanya, do you remember Patreon days? I was doing a whole, like, poetry collection every month. Great to hear you're thinking about it. That's such a huge step. Thank you very much, Nano. Let me turn this heater off real quick. One day at a time. One step at a time, Adam. Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely need to check it out, Baby Mango. Yeah, definitely do. I was impressed with the, as I say, I've only managed to see the Braille video at the moment, but I was impressed by that. You bet I remember, Adam. Yeah, so that was quite a lot of poetry writing. Okay, so we do have some new faces in here for the Garage Poets open mic. Welcome. Just to let you know, and just to a reminder to everyone, 10 likes. Thank you very much, guys. Just a reminder that these are discussion live streams. I don't feel like you can't get involved in the chat. If you've got a different opinion to me or a different opinion to what's being said in the chat, you know, it's important that we hear the other side of the coin as well, and other opinions. I just ask that we keep it respectful, and that these live streams are a no-go zone for politics and religion and things that, you know, might turn nasty. How have you been, Adam? I've been good. Yes, as you said earlier, it's been two years. That's crazy. That's crazy. Someone was on Sunday's live stream, said that they started watching my live streams when they were 16, 17, and they're now 20. That kind of hit me, but yeah, that's great. It's good to be back. I have a friend who puts out a chat book every month. I'm impressed by that type of output. 100%. Yeah, it's a lot. I have a whole playlist. You guys are awesome. I watched the previous write-alongs but never contributed. I'm excited for it to happen again. Yes, Bruno's coming round on Friday to do a bit of filming, and then we'll get started. Did we hear from... It was a silly question. Yes, it was. Okay, what character would I be in a horror film? Because I said... I was telling that spooky security story, wasn't I? And I said about the fact that the key box slammed and I didn't fight or flight. I just stood there. So I think that's what inspired that question. So what horror character would I be? My favourite slasher character is Ghostface. But I don't know if I'd want to be Ghostface, because you're basically saying you want to be a serial killer. So, yes. What horror character would I want to be? I would want to be the old lady from the Insidious series. I don't know. That's actually a tough question. I'll save my left-wing politics for my poems. Absolutely, yes. Left or right, we keep politics. No-go zone. I started watching your live streams in 2020. I was 14, 15. Oh my goodness, but it's been a journey. It certainly has been a journey. It certainly has been a journey. So I'm going to kick things off because I'm still unsure about this discussion topic I have on my notes. It's so hard. Basically what I did was I just Googled like controversial poet, and the most relevant article that came up was in August 2023, but I'm not sure, and I tried to come up with an idea around that, but I'm not 100% sure on it. So I know that Judge Death messaged me on the Poetry Cove, and was like, it might, I would like to understand what people like to write and poetry genres. So why don't we kick off with that? Does anyone have a favorite poetry genre or a favorite poetry theme? What is it that they really like writing about? Are the live streams on Sundays now, or have they changed? So I'm live streaming 3 times a week. Can you believe it, Tayu? I've gone from nothing for 2 years to 3 times a week. So we're gonna do, at least for now. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But for now, I'm gonna try and do Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. my time, and then Sundays at 7 p.m. my time. So what are people's favorite genres of poetry or favorite topics? I think we briefly touched upon favorite forms on Sunday, did we? I seem to remember saying something about enjoying writing sonnets. Judge Death, why don't you kick us off, because it was your suggestion on the Poetry Cove. So yeah, let's hear from Judge Death. I'm not sure if I have a favorite. I gravitate more towards love, nature, metaphorical poetry, but I like all kinds. It's fun to challenge oneself. Yes. Yes. And I was thinking about this morning when I was sitting on reception desk at work, because I as a security guard, I unlock a building of offices first thing in the morning. And I don't know if I want to say it, but because it's so cheesy, but you know, I'm assuming most people here have certainly heard of Harry Potter, if not seen it a couple of times. And in the first book, there's a famous scene where he goes to get his wand, and the wand maker says, "The wand chooses the wizard." And I kind of, basically the idea that came to mind for me was, you know, it's hard to pick a specific genre or specific topic, because it really depends on how I'm feeling, you know. I think the poem comes to you a lot of the time. I write a lot about everyday stuff. There is a bit of nature in there too, a bit of speculative poetry, Bruce Boston type stuff. Okay, I'm not aware of Bruce Boston. I'll have to check them out. Color theory is awesome. Symbolism is fun. I've actually leaned towards color and color theory. Interesting. It depends on my mood. I like all. Baby Mango, I enjoy color theory and poetry. Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, this is where it's going to get difficult, I suppose, as we go along, and the more live streams we do, the more we have to really kind of figure out what there is to talk about, and if there's any juicy gossip in the poetry world. Yes, it's very symbolic. I'm currently finishing my A-levels in art, so I have been gravitated towards art. That's really cool, Tayo. That's really, really cool. A-levels, wow, that's cool. That's crazy. How time has flown. I was looking for Christmas decorations yesterday. I'm not massive on Christmas. Halloween is my jam. Christmas not so much. But I was looking at Christmas decorations last night, laying in bed, and there's some really cool. If you put in, what did I put in? I think I put in poet Christmas tree decorations or Shakespeare Christmas tree decoration, and there's a really cool shop on Etsy. If you Google it, it should hopefully come up. But you can get Shakespeare, Edgar Allan Poe, Mark Twain, I think, and there was one other that I've forgotten. But yeah, they're made of wood, and they're like little hanging Christmas tree decorations, which I thought was fun. I could be tempted to get those, yeah, for sure. I find nature can become a bit boring to write about constantly. I mean, there are only so many ways to talk about clouds and trees, so it's a challenge. But with the right words, it's very worth it. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And, you know, a long time ago, I was talking about all this sort of stuff, and it's one of my how to write poetry videos. I'm not sure which one, but you know, you have to find a poem in the smallest thing. And I remember years and years ago, I was walking along, about this time of year actually, walking along through the woods on a path and stuff, and there was just, it was all muddy, right, and trodden on and everything like that, but there was one blade of grass sticking through the mud, and that really inspired me. So, you know, just you can look for the more minute details in nature, but I understand what you're saying for sure. I mostly write prose poems with a surrealist bend. Interesting. That's kind of cool. That's really cool. I just going back to Judge Death's point. Yeah, I am a huge romantic, or at least I like to think of myself as. I might not be in reality, but I write a lot of love poems and stuff. And there's only so much you can really say until you've said everything. I mostly write, yep, I'm the same, depending on my mood. I do like funny poems sometimes, like John Cooper Clarke. Yes, he is on a huge world tour at the moment. For those who don't know, I said again. For those who don't know, I publish a magazine every quarter, and in there I put like poetry event listings, and every issue for the last maybe literally 5 issues, I've had to Google like poetry events around the world, and every issue so far has got Cooper Clarke's tour somewhere going on somewhere in the world. It's very impressive. He's a great poet. He's very funny. A lot of my poetry features surreal metaphors. Shakespeare decoration seems really unique. Yeah, that's awesome. Or like a literature tree. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a huge Christmas person, so I was just looking at fun novelty decorations, and Amazon, you know, Hallmark have got some cool stuff on Amazon. They've got like some Friends inspired decorations, like the Central Perk coffee mug and the sofa and everything. Tons of Harry Potter ones. There's a Grinch one I've saved to my wish list. A Grinch stealing the Christmas tree, that sort of stuff. John Cooper Clarke is pretty good. I love his snappy lines. I think that is why I enjoy short, snappy lines. Yeah. What's the name of his recent collection? Or at least it came out maybe a year before COVID. Luckiest Guy Alive, I think. That's a really cool collection, and I love the cover. I'd like to hear your poems. Yeah. Judge Death. I don't know. Have you got a channel, Judge Death, with your poetry? Do y'all have Instagram? The crispy poem is still up and bright. You'll have to put that in the chat. I'd love to see that. I deleted my poetry account. I was getting sick and tired of Instagram, but I do have a personal one. And Mike Gary too has Saint Anthony about Tony Wilson is amazing. Okay, I haven't come across that. Don't have any posted online right now, but hopefully soon. Yeah, definitely get on that. I find it tricky to write happy poetry. Just seem to be full of negativity. I know that feeling. The luckiest guy alive. I thought it was, yeah. Alright, that's the first coffee down, folks. Let me send the link, definitely. Sorry, lost connection. Happens in the mountains of North Carolina. Sorry about that, Tanya. I keep getting... I think I've messed up with the settings trying to film my React video. I'm going to have to find another way to do it, because I keep getting warnings on my dashboard saying that the stream is struggling. So it might not have been you, Tanya. Yeah, I'm always looking for cool little poetry related novelty stuff. There's a skull again on Amazon. There's a Shakespeare skull. I'm hoping it's a collectible. I need to look into it more, because it's only like I don't know if you can see that, like that big and possibly a depth of that much, but it's £32. So I'm hoping it's like one of those things where they design different skulls and you can collect them, but I am on the fence whether or not to get it. It's like just a Shakespeare skull, and it's like got all his quotes around the skull and stuff. It looks cool. I've just seen the stream on my end, and you couldn't see anything in my palm. My bad. But it's not that big, put it that way. Hi, Nikki. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. How are you doing? We're just kind of talking about what we tend to gravitate towards poetry-wise and style-wise. And we're also talking about like poetry-related novelty Christmas decorations and stuff. You guys are on Firewatch again as well. Holiday live stream in the future. Holiday live stream. Possibly. What are we thinking for a holiday live stream? What should we do to make it a holiday special? Very well. Managed to clear my writing area today, so I'm ready to try and get some work done. Yes, something is in the air then. I was just saying at the start of this live stream how I actually thought about writing poetry today for the first time in over a year. I didn't sit down and write, but at least I thought about it. So that's an improvement. I made baubles one year using pages from an old Shakespeare school book. If that counts, that definitely counts. How did you make the bauble? As in you just, you have to tell us the process of that. Anything with the Shakespeare in it, you know I go a bit fanboy for it. Hi everyone, I'm here but sitting in the background. Hi Dale Girl. Christmas live stream. Yeah, what should we do to make it a Christmas special? I went through a period of writing only gloomy poetry. It was a mood for a while. Yeah, I think we've all got a bit of a dark side to us, haven't we, as poets? That's a great sign, though. Yeah, exactly. It means the creative cogs are turning, or starting to turn again. You know, I think I've spoken about it briefly somewhere on the channel before in some video. But I can't remember how I came across it, but I did come across it. There's this saying or chain of thought from the ancient Greeks. I don't know if you guys have come across it before, but it's their view of the creative genius. I can't remember where I spoke about it before on this channel, but essentially they thought that the creativity wasn't coming from the person. It was coming from what they called the creative genius, which was basically like a spirit that lived in their home, like a little jester shadow thingy. And if they weren't feeling creative, they never blamed themselves. They just said that their creative genius had left the house for a while, had gone on an adventure, and when it come back, then it would essentially it would create. You're just the vessel, right? The genius is this artistic spirit that worked through you as the vessel, and if you weren't feeling creative, it would mean that the genius spirit was somewhere else, gathering inspiration and adventures, and then when it come back, it would release through you. Anyway, it's a good way of thinking about things, I think, so that you don't have the pressure on you. That's such a good decoration idea, Wednesday's Child. Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve stream. I'm happy to do that, sure, I'm happy to do that. What day does that fall on? That might already... no, because Christmas is at the weekend, right? We'll see, yeah, for sure. We'll see. I'm excited to read your newest poetry, Adam. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's such a good decoration idea. Christmas Eve. Hey, Dale girl. Sometimes it helps, though. Haha, but now I'm like, okay, this is getting OTT. I think we're talking about the negative poetry, maybe? The dark poetry. I mean, hey, look at Poe. He made his whole career out of that, right? Just ripped up bits of quotes. Just ripped up bits so quotes were readable and glued them onto baubles. Okay. Then aged them to look like parchment. That's really cool. Reminded me of those paper mache projects they'd make us do at primary school. Yeah, I might have to try that. As I say, I was talking about like different novelty decorations and stuff, so that'd be cool. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to go where the poetry takes you. Yeah, and this is what I said earlier. Like, this is what I meant earlier about the whole Harry Potter thing. The one chooses the wizard, the poem chooses the poet. Christmas Eve is a Sunday. Okay, cool. Let's do that then, and maybe we can do something out of the ordinary to celebrate. Maybe I could read us a Christmas story or something. A Christmas carol. That's in the public domain as well, so I wouldn't get a copyright strike. That might be an idea. Let me know how you feel about me reading a Christmas carol to you guys. We might not get through all of it. Or we might. Maybe I'll make you sit through the whole of the Christmas carol. I've used the lagging pipe, one of those long tubes that have in swimming pool, into a reef, then decorated it how you want. Okay, that must have been quite difficult. I'm assuming we're talking about one of those floaty spaghetti floats. I don't know what they're officially called. That must have been difficult though, trying to like mold it. It probably kept springing back. Are we writing a poem today? No, Tayu. So this is a different kind of series. This is Conversing with Poets, I called it. It's basically just doing what we're doing now and hanging out and talking. But I do plan on bringing the write-alongs back, hopefully before the end of the year, but certainly in January, if not. I don't see why it wouldn't be before the end of the year, because I just need to film something with Bruno on Friday and then we're good to go. So yeah, fingers crossed. Maybe we could all post a small poem, like a poetry present. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. The only problem with that is these live stream chats only allow 200 characters. So to put a whole poem in the chat, it's going to be very, very difficult. If that's what you meant, maybe I misunderstood. Pool noodles. Yeah, pool noodles. A Christmas stream. Spaghetti float. That sounds like a poetry collection. There you go. I'll give you that one. You can have that one, Judge Dredd. Judge Death. Spaghetti float. Oh yes, a Christmas live stream is a great idea. Yes, very easy. Glue and heavy duty tape to it. Okay. You know, mine would have a Shakespeare head or something on it. There's an Instagram page that does like horror Christmas wreaths. She puts horror Christmas wreaths together. And there's a really cool Lost Boys one, and it had like a vampire face and worm noodles and stuff. It was really cool. Haikus, possibly. Haikus, we can do haikus. Thank you for that heart. I just caught it in the corner of my eye. That reminds me, if you haven't already, if you're watching this and you haven't liked, please do. It really helps. As you guys know, I say it all the time. It really helps the video when it gets uploaded as a playback, if it's already got likes on it. I see we got 14 already, so we're on a roll. Thank you so much. And if you're watching this, do feel encouraged to get involved in the chat. We are nice people. I like to think I'm a nice person. We're not going to bite your head off or anything like that. So please, I do encourage you to get involved in the chat. Obviously, only if you feel comfortable doing so. If not, you're more than welcome to just hang out and watch. Can't believe it will be 2024 soon. Don't even go there. That's crazy. Could do a micro poem challenge for it to fit the word count. Okay. Okay, we'll yeah, leave it with me, and I'll have a think, and we'll definitely do a Christmas Eve live stream. I'll figure out what we can do to make it special. What I'll do is, we still got about another half an hour of the first half. We normally have 2 halves to these, so I'll give it another half an hour, and we'll just chat and hang out, and then I'll grab my second coffee, and I think I'll try and bring up this discussion topic. I think it'll be fine. I just want to make sure that I explain myself thoroughly before I do so, because you know how it is. You know how it is these days. I don't want to be misunderstood in any way. Where can I buy your books? Amazon. So I discontinued most of my books, to be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you guys, I a couple of times I've come close to discontinuing the early hours. I think that's the trouble. That's the danger when you self-publish, because you're in control of everything. And you know, as artists, it's so easy to look back on our previous work and absolutely hate it, because we're always growing as artists and stuff, and we look back on some of the older stuff and despise it. And there's been a couple of times I've come close to pulling the early hours off of the internet. But then obviously, I think it was Baby Mango, wasn't it, that said on the first live stream she gave me 5 stars, so that makes me feel better. So that's a big roundabout. That didn't answer your question at all. They are available on Amazon. I do have a couple available, signed copies available still, but my website hasn't been up for a while. Maybe now I'm really getting into it again. I think I'll probably put my website back up. You know, they're not cheap websites, but I think I'll put it up again. So for now, Amazon is the only place it's available. Or I think Waterstones has it if you're in the UK, Barnes and Noble if you're in the US. Or he could dress as Ghostface to shake things up. Yes, what are we talking about? Will you dress up? Oh, will you dress up as Santa? I like that idea, Kaylee. Maybe I could be Ghostface Santa. Yeah. Ghostface Santa. We'll see. I'll make an effort. I'll make an effort if you guys make an effort. Thanks. Good luck with your art. Thank you very much. I'll make an effort if you guys make an effort, but I won't be able to know if you guys made the effort. So you could totally say that you are dressed up and actually not be dressed up. The Early Hours is such a great collection. Thank you. Keep it. I wrote hundreds of Simplex Meet because of it. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you so much, Baby Mango. That's what I mean. Self-publishing, you've got all the control. I think it can be dangerous. If it's through a publisher, right? You can't turn around and say, I hate all my old work, take it down, because they're going to turn around and say no. Or they might turn around and say, yeah, actually, we agree. But you know what I mean. They're in a notebook that is in storage at the moment. That really warms my heart, Baby Mango. Thank you so much. Thank you. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I had this idea, because obviously, you know, we're going to start getting shy of discussion topics. If you guys don't mind, if you guys are happy to do so, the Poetry Cove has a forum on it, and on that forum has a poetry discussion subthread. You have access to general discussion and poetry discussion. You have access to those threads with a free account. If you go to the poetry discussion thread and you have ideas for these streams, throw it in the forum, because that way I can prepare these live streams so we've actually got discussion topics ready to go before we start. Mandatory Christmas jumpers in the stream. Okay, do I have a Christmas jumper? I bought one a few years ago. I don't know where it is now. But yeah, okay, mandatory Christmas jumpers, Ghostface mask with a Santa hat. I have your Poet in the Long Dark coat and love it. Oh my god, you need to release more. I pulled that. I pulled all 3 White Cover Trilogy books. But thank you so much, Kaylee. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I saw that heart. Thank you very much. Also, if you're watching this as a playback, I'd really appreciate you leaving comments on the videos themselves. I know they're quite lengthy videos, but if you have anything to add to the discussions that happen in these videos, please do leave a comment in the video. I saw that Delgel left 2 comments in the last live stream video playback, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that heart. I just saw that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you again. I saw that. I think there's a bit of a latency to it, so I'm seeing it, reacting to it, and then about 5-10. It's particularly late tonight. I keep getting these warnings, but yeah, I am seeing it, and then about 10-15 seconds later, it comes through on the stream. So it is a good book, Kaylee. Oh, thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much. I don't think I have any copies of that anymore. The only copy I have is The Early Hours. The Early Hours. 12 people. Hello to everyone coming in. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Please do stick around and take part in the chat as well. At the moment, we're not really discussing anything in particular. We're going to have a halfway break, and then when we come back, we're going to discuss something that could be quite controversial. So we'll see. In fact, I don't think it is controversial at all. It's just the topic that inspired... The subject that inspired the topic is bad. There's no 2 ways about it. It's not great, and what happened to the particular poet is exactly what should have happened. But obviously I'm trying to research and prepare for these live streams and at least bring something to the table for you guys. So it inspired a second chain of thought. That was well explained, Adam. Well done. Hopefully I can explain it just as good when we come back after the break to do it. I wrote a paranormal chapbook of poetry that was a challenge. That sounds definitely... That sounds like something up my street, for sure. I wrote it in 7 hours, and I keep debating about taking it down. So I understand what you mean about self-publishing. Whereabouts is it, Baby Mango? Where have you uploaded it to? A paranormal chapbook, that's definitely something up my street. I wrote it too fast because I challenged myself. I made a comparison between the quality of writing fast like Instagram poetry, and then I wrote a paranormal poem that I spent more time on. Yeah, I think we're all very intrigued, Baby Mango. You're keeping us on the edge of our seats. It was to show the difference in quality when we put effort. It's on Amazon. What's it called? What's it called? Or did I miss that? Maybe I missed that. No. What's it called? I have... Ah, wait, hang on, let me do that again. Did the chat just move when I scrolled this time round? No, maybe I'm seeing things. Did the chat just move when I scrolled this time round, or am I seeing things? I have enough poems to publish a book, but I've managed to convince myself no one would care, so it's pointless. You guys know I get angry. I don't know why. I've just explained my insecurities. No, Nikki, you should definitely do that. You should definitely do that, even if it's just as a personal achievement. We're currently sitting on 14 likes, guys. It would be really, really great if we can get to 15 before the break. We got 15 minutes to get to 15 likes. If you're watching this and haven't liked the video yet, I would really, really appreciate it. I liked your Halloween YouTube poem. Oh, that was ages ago. That was years and years ago. I should do more of that, because that Halloween, I think I mentioned it last time, kids' poems, poetry videos do really well in terms of views, and so do Halloween videos. So I need to, next year, I need to do a Halloween poem. But yeah, I was particularly, when I made that, I was particularly vibing with the whole 15 likes. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best. I hear that. Oh, it's called Ghostly Pulse. It's probably my least favourite, but I wanted to make a point because many poets publish work they don't put effort into. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm sure it's better than you're selling it right now. My least favourite. No. You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it, baby mango. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. I'm sure it's great. We just always put ourselves down as artists. It's about comparison in quality. Publish a book. Publish a book. So many people would care. Go for it. Do you want me to say it like Sunday? You are on 16 likes, mate. Why is it doing this? I promise you guys, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I am a little bit, but I promise you guys, on my side of things, it says 15. Now it says 15. Maybe mine's just a little bit slow? I don't know. You should give us a sneak peek Wednesdays, child. Yes, give us a sneak peek. If you've got any haiku, if you've got anything that will fit 200 characters, give us a sneak peek. Actually, Kaylee, you're a member of the Poetry Cove. I know you've got a membership. I think Wednesday's Child has posted poetry on the Cove, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. I am about most things. Oh, thanks, guys. Maybe I'll put something over on the forum. Yeah, it's just I worry they are too personal, that they become unrelatable. No, not at all. I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. Unless you're using, like, specific names, then that might... I don't know. No, I don't think so. And I said a couple of live streams ago, I don't know if it's ever happened to anyone here, but it's happened to me a couple of times where people have messaged me, excuse me, back when I had a popular Instagram for my poetry and stuff, I would get messages from people, excuse me, I don't know why I have to burp every time I turn a camera on. What was I saying? Well, I do know why, actually. I have a hernia, hiatus hernia, so basically my stomach just pumps up a lot more gas than it should. What was I saying? Yeah, I used to get messages from people all the time saying, oh, I love this poem because it reminds me of so-and-so, and whatever it reminded them of was a completely different topic from what I actually wrote the poem about. So people interpret things differently. Bye, Tayu. I have to go now, but I'll see you guys on Thursday. See you later, Tayu. It was amazing to see you pop in again. Really, really was. So see you on Thursday. There's always somebody who will relate to your poetry. There's billions of people. Everyone is relatable to somebody. 110%. I haven't posted, but I will do eventually, maybe. Post. I will investigate. I have to. Bye. See you later, Tayu. Alright, we've got about another 10 minutes of the first half before we go for a coffee break. So if there's any questions you might have for me, or any juicy gossip you have about... I keep going for juicy gossip just because it makes for good discussion. But there honestly isn't a lot going on. I tell you what, I'm going to ask a question to Baby Mango. How did you first discover that Gabby Hanna had these really cryptic puzzles in her book? My screen is still saying 15 likes. I don't know how it got to 16. I just look super crazy. I am super crazy. Does anyone have a favorite cryptic poem? A favorite poem that has a hidden message and when you discovered it kind of blew your mind? It's definitely 16 on my end. That's I don't know. I mean, I'm having all sorts of issues on my dashboard, so. Yep, 16. Yep, 16. Maybe I'm just going crazy. That's fine. I noticed because in Adultolescence there's an advice section and all those poems were numbered and out of order, so I ordered them with sticky tabs and it made sense. I've known about numerology. Okay. I have a feeling that got cut off because of the 200 counts. I've known about numerology. I could probably do a bit more research in numerology, to be honest. I only know certain numbers in like the paranormal side of things, like the number 7. I want to say the number 7 is an angelic number, and I only know that because it come up on one of the hunt videos and I googled it. Didn't Francis Bacon write cryptic poems? Ooh, Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon. I know that name. That name rings a bell. Remind me, Judge Death. Francis Bacon, was he around when Marlowe was around? Was he? Am I thinking of the right person? Francis Bacon, wasn't he? Ah, I know that name. That's annoying. Francis Bacon. Was he Marlowe's patron? You're going to show me up now. He's probably... I see 14 now. See, I see 16. That's... the number's all over the place. And I have OCD. I've known about numerology and I have OCD, so I count things a lot. So I counted the numbers. Internet slang would be like, I wrote this for you, as an example. Okay. Every letter has a number associated with it. So 4 equals 4 and U equals 6. So I added 4 and 6 equals 10, and 10 equals 1 plus 0, which equals 1. And it keeps going. I uploaded a video explaining how I realized it was a puzzle. Wow. I'm going to definitely have to spend some time with that. Numbers really kind of freak me out. Numbers, my brain shuts down when I see numbers. Like, literally. I get anxiety when I see numbers. I hate numbers. But it sounds really interesting, so I'd like to kind of study it a little bit. Agrippa by William Gibson is what comes to mind for cryptic poems. Okay. And wait, I'm lost. And I have no idea. Lol, I just know he wrote cryptic poems. I've probably showed myself right up there, but I'm pretty sure Francis Bacon. I know that name, Francis Bacon. And it keeps going. I uploaded a video explaining how 17 likes on my screen. Interesting. We've all got different. We've all got different numbers. It's a puzzle in its own. Maybe there's something going on. 14, 16, 17. Hey Siri, who was Francis Bacon the poet?
Okay, I found this on the web for who is Francis Bacon the poet. Check it out.
First,
by the way, if you have another request, you don't need to say Siri before you ask it.
Okay, thank you. Let's have a look. It's 17 for me. Francis Bacon was the first Viscount of St. Alban, apparently. Yes. (1617). Yeah, so he was around sort of Shakespeare's time and Marlowe's time. Philosopher and statesman. I knew the name. I think I said once before I really loved the Elizabethan era, so I knew I'd heard the name before. In office. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be rude and ignore all you guys and have my head in the phone. I'll have to look it up. Was educated at Trinity College. Same as Christopher Marlowe. Okay. To be fair, Francis was a very, very, very popular name in the Elizabethan era, so. I have 11. Oh my goodness, so we got 11, 14, 16, and 17. Me explaining how I figured it out is in a video titled OCD and Numerology, How I Knew Adolescence by Gabby Hanna as a Puzzle. Okay, I will definitely check that out. Gibson's poem came on a floppy disk that would encrypt itself after one read. That's pretty gangster, actually. That's pretty cool. I decipher each advice poem in Adolescence and explain how I got each word for a poem. The video is called Adolescence Secret Poem, Little Happy Grown-Ups in Space. Yeah, I'm going to definitely create some time and go through more of those videos. I was very impressed with your Braille video anyway, for sure. I think what we do, we got 4 minutes until 6, so let's take an extended coffee break. I'm gonna go make a coffee and well, I'm just going to make a coffee, so it doesn't have to be extended. But let me go make a coffee, and then we'll go from there, and we'll try and approach this controversial, not so controversial discussion topic. So I'll see you all in 5. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like. And if you're currently watching but not taking part in the chat and don't know whether you should, then definitely just jump in. These are all amazing people here in the chat, so they will welcome you with open arms. I'll see you all in 5 minutes. Thanks, guys. Hey, hello. Okay. 1 second. Hello. So, I have to apologize if the stream is unwatchable. I'll have to go back and look at my settings because apparently my voice and the video and stuff like that is really lagging, which is annoying. It's my fault. As I say, I use a software called OBS to stream, but also you can do like reaction videos with it as well. So I was following a YouTube how-to video for the best settings for reaction videos, and clearly it's messed up with streaming, which is a shame. So I'm gonna have to spend some time to try and fix that. But hopefully you can. I mean, you've grinned and bared with it for an hour, so hopefully you can give me another hour of your time, and then I'll fix it for the next one. Let me turn the heating off. And let me catch up with the chat whilst I was gone real quick. I live like 15 minutes from St Albans. Wonder if there's much mention of him at the cathedral. Whereabouts is... Well, you don't have to say, actually. You don't have to say. I feel like St Albans is... Is that St Albans? I hear it a lot. I've come across St Albans. Maybe on the way down to Cornwall? Is it somewhere... Is it somewhere southwest? I forgot to mention when you reach the number of the poem, you count that number till you stumble on the word. Like the last example equals 1, so the word for the secret puzzle poem would be the first. I think that's really, really impressive. I find that really impressive that you've sort of deciphered that. It's almost like the Da Vinci Code. That's cool. It's worth checking out. It is worth checking out. The St Albans Cathedral. The secret puzzle poem for the advice section in adolescence is Younger Seems. 10 out of 10. So don't believe when everyone dreams little happy grown-ups in space be honestly free. Listen, I'm an open person. If there's more going on with Gabby Hanna's books than meets the eye, then obviously there is. You've done the deciphering and the research, so fair play. I've just been listening, so I didn't really notice. I've just been listening. Oh, you mean the lag. St Albans is Hertfordshire, just outside London. Okay, near Watford. Okay, yeah. I know Watford. It's one of, if not the oldest cathedral in the UK. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Right, I got a fresh coffee. New forum post. Hey, is that a poem? Is that a poem? Wednesday's Child posted. I believe Wednesday's Child has posted a poem to the Poetry Cove forum. Hopefully, otherwise I've just gotten excited. Well, it's cool that it's nice to see you popping up anyway on the forum. Yes, the lag. Okay, that's very hot. Okay, so let's talk about this topic that I've brought. So let me start by saying, if you're new and you didn't hear me say it before, I googled controversial poet because I like to bring discussions to the table. That's the whole point of these live streams, to hang out and discuss poetry stuff with you. So I googled controversial poet. As you can imagine, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on in the poetry world that's controversial. The earliest or the most recent article that came up was August 2023, and there is a poet laureate whose name I didn't take in because let me express that I wholeheartedly agree with what happened to him. So I didn't take in his name, but there is a poet laureate that got fired from his position within 4 months of being poet laureate of this particular city. I can't even tell you what city it was. And maybe I'll find out. If you guys want to know, I'll find out for the next live stream. essentially he wrote, from what I can remember in the article, he wrote a poem for it was like an ode. It was an ode to one of his deceased friends. And he used a racist slur in Spanish in this poem. Understandably, huge uproar. He got fired from his laureateship. Again, let me make it abundantly clear, as he should, there is no place for racism in this world. But I need to come up with ideas for these live streams, and it kind of got me thinking about censorship. And I wanted to just throw it to you guys how you feel about censorship. Particularly, again, no place for racism, did the right thing, get out of here, fool. But there have been times it got me thinking about censorship, and it got me thinking about the times that it's been brought up, at least here in the UK. I don't know about the other countries in the world. Why was I struggling there? How do you guys feel about censoring certain topics that could be controversial for some, but maybe not for others? So that, again, racism, you know, there's no question, it doesn't belong in society. But there might be other things, and maybe you guys can help me by giving an example. There might be other things where people have been cancelled for it, or, you know, poems have been censored because it has upset certain people but not other people. Are we going into politics now? Am I breaking my own rule? Let's talk about I'm stepping on eggshells here, but let's talk about, for example, Allen Ginsberg's Howl. It was illegal. It was an illegal poem. I can't think of any other examples of an illegal poem. Maybe you guys can. I'm sure you guys can help me out here. But Howl was banned from publishing. It was banned from everything. It was an illegal poem, right? Because of its nod to homosexuality and stuff like that. But it's no longer banned. So that's what I'm trying to discuss. You know, let's take Howl. Forget everything I just said about the guy who lost his laureateship 4 months into being a laureate, because whatever, he absolutely should, and then I just went down some chain of thought that, you know, censor hate speech certainly, but not much else. It sounds like you are breaking your rule, but you are allowed to. Yeah. Am I still live? It's saying I'm not live anymore. I'm just going to pause for a second. I'm just going to pause for a second because it says the stream's gone down. Am I still here? You buffered for a second, but you're back now. Okay, cool. Are we all back? Are we all met, as Shakespeare would say? I think we're all good. It says that the stream's back. So let me go back to the chat box. It sounds like you're breaking your rule, but you're allowed to. Yeah, I think I did break my rule, and I quickly turned around. But let's talk. Yeah, let's turn it to Howl and Ginsberg's Howl and censorship in that light. In the 50s, 60s, Howl was illegal, and now it's one of the most important poems of our time. Changed everything. So, how do we feel about censorship? I missed a chunk of that. The stream dropped for me. I refreshed. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. I've messed around with the settings, and the problem is I don't remember what settings they were on before. So I'm going to have to look it all up. I have a very old laptop. It says in the corner, you know, battery changed now. My battery's died, you know. So I might have to upgrade. I don't really feel qualified to make art on things like racism. but I have learnt a lot from those who do. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not talking about the poems from people who have experienced racism. I think anything like that, any sort of art that comes from a oppressed group of people is super important. This particular guy was used, as I say, a racist slur in Spanish, and obviously lost his laureateship for it, as he should. I have to make that clear, as he should. I was just trying to find a fun sort of discussion topic, and I should have just started with how and left all that out of it. I think it's important to have these conversations and not shy away from them. And unfortunately, hate is part of humanity. Yeah, massively so, unfortunately. I agree, Wednesday's child. Times 2. Sounds like his actions had consequences, and justifiably so. Yeah. Let's just put it out there. There is no reason for anybody to use racial slurs against anybody else, free speech or not. 100%, 100%. And I'm not saying, this is why I wanted to be careful. I am not saying otherwise. He got what he deserved. I just had to try and find something to talk about. Just because you are free to say something doesn't mean you should. 100%. And I think people could do with learning that this day and age, to be honest with you. I'm reluctant to say we shouldn't allow those we disagree with to share their work, but we should absolutely support those upset by their words. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking about what you've said, Wednesday's child. I'm reluctant to say we shouldn't allow those we disagree with to share their work, but we should absolutely support those upset. We as poets shouldn't shy away from these topics. I think it's a cool concept that poets come together and sort of discuss these things. You know, as the Beats would have done, and the Romantics would have done, and have like a group meeting to discuss these sort of things, and that's how they progress the art at the same time. It's the whole freedom of speech thing. Yeah. Yeah, and how do you guys feel? Okay, here we go. We can sort of segue into something else. How do you guys feel about freedom of speech? I feel like we're... How to put it without sounding too overdramatic? I think we're on a dangerous path where freedom of speech is ever so slightly diminishing with the whole... cancelling people because they have a different opinion of yours. And that's why I say in every single live stream, it's okay to have a different opinion to someone else. If I say something in these live streams that you don't agree with, that's okay. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to be quiet, because you don't. I don't know if this particular person I'm thinking of right now is watching, but she did message me saying, oh, I was a bit quiet because I really like micro poems and I really like quotes, and you, as in me, hate them. I said, I don't hate quotes, I just don't like when it's branded as poetry, but I don't think anything less of you for liking it. It's okay to have a different opinion. I'm you know, I don't lose respect for you for having a different opinion. That's okay, everyone. Like, I think we're in a very dangerous part of society where if you have a different opinion, then go to hell, basically, for some people. And you could class that as the diminishing of freedom of speech. Oh, I need to sort my hair out and get a haircut. Do something with it. It's an absolute mess. Look at the state of it. Do you think an editor not publishing a poem they have a problem with is censorship? Oh, now there's a good one. Now there's a good one. Do you think an editor not publishing a poem they have a problem with is censorship? That's interesting. I can see why you'd say yes. I can see why you say yes. As someone who receives submissions as well, look, I'm gonna give you an insider's perspective. I run a magazine, the Poetry Cove magazine, if you didn't know, and we receive submissions. And there's only so much space in a magazine. So you could like every single poem submitted, but not have enough space for it. So you need a reason not to publish it. So keep that in mind. But that's an interesting point. Do you think it's censorship? In a way, yes. In a way, yeah. You could say it's censorship. But also, it might just not be to their taste, and that's okay as well. You can't hate an editor. They've got a job to do, right? They need to sift through all these submissions. They can't publish everything. But that's an interesting discussion. Is an editor allowed to reject something over political views or anything like that, rather than whether or not the poem deserves publishing? That's a good point. That's a good point. No, it's not censorship. It's not censorship. It's just someone brought up freedom of speech. And if you receive a lot of hate because of sharing your opinion, do you have freedom of speech? Especially when you have media. This is going into politics now, but yeah, is it technically the diminishing of freedom of speech if you don't feel comfortable speaking? It is censorship, but in some cases it is necessary censorship. Yeah, 100%. Again, hate and stuff, racism, that sort of stuff is necessary censorship. There seems, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. The extremities of things. I do wonder if what we see online is more to do with age groups. Yeah, but I think that's been the case as long as time, right? The elders always have a differing opinion to the younglings. I said that really weird. The elders and the younglings. I think it isn't because censorship is something the government does, not someone's journal. What are we talking about there? Are we talking about the editor on that one? I think it isn't because censorship is something the government does, not someone's journal. Good point, Adam. Younger people are online and they don't necessarily have the maturity or filter to respect a different opinion. I don't know. I might disagree with you on that one, Nikki. You get people of all ages being quite intense. The problem is that many people can't argue their opinion, so they tell others off if they don't think alike. Don't people have the freedom to tell you when you are hurting them? Yes, the editor. Don't people have the freedom to tell you when you are hurting them? Yeah, of course. I think I might be on a different chain of thought with you, Garage Poets Open Mic. So I'm just trying to. We're talking about the editor. Don't people have the freedom to tell you when you are hurting them? Yeah, absolutely. Again, I have to make that clear. Like, hate and stuff deserves censorship. Hate, racism, there's no room for it. Absolutely agree. To be fair, older people can be pretty single-minded too. Yeah, I meant more that it's a younger playing field. Yeah. Everybody is different regardless of age. Yep. Gen Z typically has a shorter attention span, so they might gravitate more towards Instagram poetry due to its speedy reading quality, with older people might making interpretations. Yeah. I remember years ago I was in King's Cross area, walking towards a venue for, I think it was the 50th anniversary of a poetry organisation. And I happened to be walking just behind two ladies of an older advanced age. And I remember them saying something like, and at the time I was on Instagram sharing poetry on Instagram, and they were saying stuff like, oh yeah, that Insta poetry shit, and stuff like that, really going in. And I kind of felt a bit crap about myself hearing it, but whatever. We all have our likes and dislikes, and that's okay. I was talking about cancelling someone being the people doing the cancelling, exercising their free speech. Oh, by the way, hey Anneli, yeah, sorry, I'm totally locked in here, and I'm having a few different discussions at once. Hi Anneli, welcome to the stream, good to see you, sorry about that. I was talking about cancelling someone being the people doing the cancelling, exercising their free speech. I was talking about cancelling someone being the people doing the cancelling. I'm really sorry, Garage Poets Open Mic. I'm totally lost. I was talking about cancelling someone being the people doing the cancelling exercise. So the people that are cancelling people are just exercising their free speech. I think that's what you're saying. The people that are doing the cancelling are just exercising their free speech? Sorry, I'm not being clear. No, it might just be me. It might just be me being a bit slow. I think what you're saying is the people that are cancelling and with the loud voices are just exercising their free speech, right? I think that's what you're saying. Yes, you got it. Okay, cool. I got there in the end. Sorry. Yeah, of course. And there's always going to be that argument. Yes. At the end of the day, yes, you're right. They are just exercising their free speech. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a counter for that. They are. It's not the way I would do it. The way some of these people do it. Which is, the way I would do it is how I'm doing it now. I'd sit down with you guys and just talk about it. But yeah, at the end of the day, bottom line is, yeah, you're right. That's, they have the right to do that as well. There's a difference between exercising free speech and forcing your opinion on other people. There's a real mob mentality online, especially in book communities. Yeah, we spoke about the criticisms on Sunday, the harsh criticism. I think it was Sunday, or maybe it was the Thursday before, but we talked about how harsh, and I did say I'm part of that as well, how harsh criticism can be detrimental. But at the end of the day, bottom line is, yeah, you're right. We all have freedom of speech, and people who kind of cancel people and jump on people have that right to do. And sometimes the cancelling is warranted. Let's not forget, sometimes it is warranted, but sometimes I don't think it's warranted. Sometimes I would much prefer just hanging out and talking human to human and just people having different opinions and that being okay. Poetry on Instagram is a lot different to Insta poetry, I think. Yeah, I think it's getting better. Also, I just had a look to see if the ex-laureate's poem was still accessible, and unless I'm mistaken, I think it's still online. I honestly didn't get that far. To be honest with you, when I again, I was looking up topics for this. When I got to racial slur, I thought, oh well, you know, serves him right. There's not really a discussion to be had there. So I don't know whether it's still online or not. I've never seen it happen to someone I didn't think had it coming, but maybe I'm not engaged in book communities enough. Yeah. I mean, I can think of a few people, but I'm not going to go there. I'd prefer if you guys didn't go there as well. I don't know if we're bordering on politics now, but I can think of a few people that have been cancelled that I don't personally feel warranted it, and careers have suffered, stuff like that. And it you know, I'm reminded of Shrek. You have the right to remain silent. What you lack is the capacity. I like that. I'm just trying to, is that Shrek 1 or Shrek 2, 3? They're making another Shrek now as well, aren't they? I like that. You have the right to remain silent. What you lack is the capacity. I believe you. All right, we're sitting on 17 likes, guys. That's awesome. We've still got about 30 minutes left of the live stream. And we get to 20 likes. If you're watching this, there's 13 of you watching. Thank you so much. If you haven't, please hit that like button. If you're watching this in a playback, please like as well. And do leave a comment down below, because I do come back and check the comments after the fact. So please do that as well. Shrek. I love Shrek too. I've seen it so many times. 18 likes. Oh God, here we go again. Let's get to 20 if we can before the end of the stream, at least. Yeah, I love Shrek. I think they're making a new one. Cancelling someone is wrong. I don't agree with somebody being cancelled for exercising their free speech. It's education, people. Yeah. Yeah. Also, you know, cancelling people for certain things. Again, not every case is the same. That we don't treat every case the same. Thank you for that smile. I saw a smile. Someone left a smile. Thank you. Not every case is the same, but you know, when people have been cancelled for things they've done as a teenager and they're now in their 30s, it's just insane. Personally, I think is insane. But we're definitely getting into politics right now. So let's move on. Let's move on. She got a standing ovation for her first poem. Wait, I've missed something. Who got a standing? What? Thank you for that, love heart. Thank you so much. All it takes is one insensitive poem to ruin a poet's career reputation. I listened to a poem by a famous modern-day poet, and she shared an insensitive poem comparing herself to Hiroshima. Okay. She got a standing ovation for her first poem, but the Hiroshima one, the audience was really silent. Can sense the awkwardness. I can't translate it myself. I don't know Spanish, but I do find it interesting that they removed the poet from his role, but not the poem itself. It was so offensive. Grey area of censorship, maybe. It depends where the poem is uploaded to. If the poem's uploaded to his website, then he's not going to remove it. If it's I'd be interested to know if it is on the city's website. The city that made him laureateship or laureate. If it's still on their website, then yeah, then something needs to be looked into, because that doesn't seem right. They shouldn't have it on the website. She ended up being okay afterwards, though. Okay. We're all human as well. We're all human and make mistakes and judge things terribly sometimes. I do it all the time, especially the way my head has been lately. I don't think it's always intentional. I don't know this poet who wrote a poem comparing herself to Hiroshima. She might have just made a bad judgment call and thought she was being really creative. And, you know, this is the last thing we'll say on this, and then we'll move on. Is that censorship, me saying that? Is that me now censoring you and taking your freedom of speech away? What a can of worms I've opened tonight. But it's good. We're talking in it's all good fun. I've forgotten what I was going to say now, because I said this is the last I'll say on it. I've forgotten what that point was going to be. I've forgotten what that point was going to be. It's on his Facebook at least. Not sure if it's anywhere else. Okay, so if it's on his Facebook, that's why it hasn't been taken down. Had to refresh, wasn't seeing the questions. Sorry, Tanya, that's probably me. 20 likes. Oh, you guys are amazing. And that's what I wanted to say as well. Like, I've been posting on my community tab and stuff. I honestly can't tell you guys enough how amazing you've all made me feel. Again, I was thinking about writing poetry today, and that really is down to you. Like, that's not me. That's on you guys. You've really made me feel so great. You've made me feel so great, and I'm really glad to be back. And thank you for welcoming me with open arms. If I hadn't, put it this way, if you guys hadn't been here to welcome me back the way you have, then I would have done one live stream, and that would be that, and not post again. So you guys are so important, and thank you for making this such an amazing thing. And I see you spamming that love heart. I'm going to stop being sappy now and what have you, but I truly mean that. I look forward to these live streams. It gives me a buzz, and that's all because of you. So thank you. And I know I completely buggered up my settings, so it's all lagging. But I'll get that fixed for next time. I'm sorry, guys. Also, I've started drinking green tea again, thanks to you guys, because I stopped drinking green tea in the evenings because I thought it had a load of caffeine in it, and you guys told me it's a minor amount of caffeine. So I have green tea back in my life, thanks to you guys as well. So stop, you're making me blush. Sorry, I got a bit emotional there. You say I was thinking of writing a poem today. There's a poem title right there. That's a good point, Chris, actually. Maybe I'll expand on that, and maybe I'll have something for you guys. I'm not making any promises, because 2 days is not a lot. But maybe I'll have something for Thursday or Sunday. I was thinking of writing a poem today. Green tea poem. Okay, a green tea poem. It says we're quite laggy again. It says the stream is struggling again. Sorry, guys. I messed up. But I didn't mean to. From now on, I think I'm going to film it tomorrow. I'm just going to do it the old way with the camera here, and I'll watch it on my phone, and somehow I'll sync it up. I'm trying to remember how I did it for the Millie Bobby Brown poetry film, because I did a react video for that, and I can't remember how I set up for that. No pressure on the poem, only motivation. Thank you. And I will say it again, I will remind you guys, I know there's a couple of posts waiting for me to look at. But if you, between streams, if you come up with an idea for a topic of discussion, throw it over in the Poetry Cove. If you're not a member of the Poetry Cove, the website is thepoetrycove.com. If you go to thepoetrycove.com/forum, there are 2 threads: general discussion and poetry discussion. You don't need a membership account for those. They're on free access. You just need to create a free account. If you come up with any discussions for these things, just pop them on there, and I can not only then do you start a discussion over there, I can steal them and bring them over here for the next live stream as well. A green tea poem is a good prompt. What's the tea? Nope, not going to say it, because then you guys will know what a huge nerd I am for Harry Potter. There's the tea leaves, isn't there? The fortune-telling tea leaves. The Grimm. I am a huge Harry Potter nerd. I often wonder why some people get so upset when one questions them or show a difference in opinion. Why is it so hard to separate thing from person? It's a good point. It is a good point. It's a good point, but I'm really enjoying these live streams where we can all just respect each other and share our differing opinions and just have a healthy chat about it. Herman Rorschach. Rorschach. Herman R. got inspired by tea leaves for his ink blots. Yes. Yes. Are we talking about the therapy thing? Drinking a cup of hot green tea. We're all going to be green tea drinkers soon enough. That's what we do on Christmas. Okay, so we got a Christmas poetry challenge, wearing ghost face mask, Santa hat, reading a Christmas carol, Christmas jumpers, and we're all going to have to be drinking green tea. You guys are going to have to make a note of that because I'm going to forget. I like cold brew coffee. Interesting. It was just the other day I was saying cold coffee doesn't do it for me because it gets bitter the colder it is. And the coffee machine was down at work one day, and the receptionist was like, "Oh, have a nice coffee." And I tried it for the first time, and it wasn't for me. But I know a lot of people. Iced coffee and iced tea is very popular. I need to get a haircut, guys. Jesus. Look at state of it. Chai is good too. Hello, Renee. Welcome to the live stream. Popping in. Thank you so much. I've not had chai. I know, Tanya, and that makes me really sad for them. What's my next haircut, guys? I mean, my hair is quickly disappearing now I'm in my 30s. What haircut should I get? Should I just go bald? That will happen one day. It's all... most of the men on my dad's side have lost all their hair, so it's just a matter of time. But I haven't really been maintaining it because of where my headspace has been. I just always wear it. Mohawk, yes. I may just do that. I haven't really been maintaining it. But, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I made a bit of an effort for you guys tonight. I don't normally do anything. I normally just throw on an old hoodie and some sweats and do it. Even in my videos, I think you can even see in the Megan Fox video, like I might have put a t-shirt on for you guys, but I was wearing sweats underneath. Mohawk, you gotta go Mohawk. Okay, that seems to be the general census. I have to get going to an appointment. No worries, baby mango. Thank you so. It's always a pleasure to see you, and thank you for sharing your videos with us. I'll see you guys later. Me too, Nelly. I love open minds. You can talk about anything openly without fear of repercussions. Yeah, I think that's the best way to be. Can't always be like that. Sometimes even the best of us react badly, but hopefully for the most part we can all be open. I love I've been balding since my 20s. I'm 48 now. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I have been for a while, and it's rapidly disappearing as soon as I hit 30. I think my hairline has been receding since I was probably 24, I think. The worst thing is I always wear it up, which makes it worse. But coffee is supposed to be hot and black. Yeah, that's how I have it. Of course. Bye, guys. See you later, baby mango. See ya, baby mango. Bye, baby mango. No, just get it and styled shorter. I was going through some of my older videos, and I did have it shorter, and I quite liked it. I can't remember which one it was, so maybe I'll go shorter again. The problem with having it shorter is you actually have to style it every day. With it being long like this, I kind of, and me not really wanting to do anything with it, I mean, look, it's just crazy. But the one thing I will say is at least I can get up, just put it up and walk out the door. I don't have to mess around with anything. I'm 38, I can't stop my hair growing. That's great. That's awesome. Do you have long hair as well? Iced and black if you are from Boston. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Youngsters just had a birthday yesterday. You did, Tanya. Ah, do you know what? I made a mental note to myself to make sure that we all wished you happy birthday on the stream tonight, and I completely forgot, so I'm sorry. But happy birthday, Tanya. I'm sure everyone's going to now wish you happy birthday. I hope you had a wicked day. I hope you had a really good day. You just need to get some of the weight off it. My son is about your age, and his hair is doing the same thing. Good luck. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. When it is long, I feel more like myself. I feel like I should have long hair, but it is going a bit crazy now. Maybe I'll cut a little bit. Maybe I'll cut down to here again or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Knowing me, I'll just get up one day completely fed up and just go to the barbers and say, cut it all off. Do what you want with it. That's what I did last time I grew it out. But I think this is definitely easily the longest I've ever had it. I've grown it out about 4 times, but this is easily the longest I've had it. I used to have it long back in the day during my goth days. Nice. It's short now, but it grows fast, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm no hairstylist, but I'm pretty sure there's stages, isn't it? When it's short, it sort of grows to a certain length, slows down, then it will just have another growth spurt. Slow down and so on. Happy birthday, Tanya. All right, so we got 15 minutes left. We hit 20 likes. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are really awesome. Is there anything poetry related that we can talk about and discuss? I did make a note of hopes for 2024, but I think it's still a bit early for that. We'll do that later on in December. Maybe even the Christmas Eve special. I'm calling it a special now. Yeah, I've done everything I made a note of, so I'm throwing it over to you guys. Please listen to an old... Thank you so much for that heart. I saw that. Please listen to an old lady. Keep it long. Thank you. No, it definitely needs something doing to it, because I've just left it and it's gotten a bit rank, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do feel like myself when I've got long hair. So I'll probably, I don't know, we'll see. Do you do poetry reading? Okay, do you know what? Poetry readings. So I actually had every intention. This time last year, I had every intention to go into 2023 and actually do a tour. I started shopping for all the equipment, like the you know, those portable speakers, tannoys, whatever they're called, that buskers have in the street, those wheelie speakers. I bought a microphone, I bought a mic stand, I bought some scarves to wrap around the mic stand, Steven Tyler style, and I was going to do like a poetry tour, like put a poetry tour together. And then my confidence went again. You know, and I didn't have it. I still don't really have much confidence in me. Literally what I said before wasn't me just saying that to the camera. Like, I truly mean it. You guys, the last few days have done so much for me. Made me look forward to these live streams, and I've started thinking about poetry again. But yeah, I was going to do a poetry tour and everything. I designed the poster for it. I bought most of the equipment for it. And then my mental health went. And I didn't do anything, and I haven't done anything for a good year. So I used to do open mics. Again, I haven't done that. Maybe I'll get back into open mics. I don't know if you know the Garage Poets open mic. I have an acting background. I have a performance background. So I'd love to do like readings and stuff again. It's just getting the confidence back. In fact, when my first ever poetry reading was at a theatre called the Rose Theatre in Kingston upon Thames, and I was doing some acting stuff there, and then they suddenly turned around to the class and said, "Oh, we got a poetry night. If anyone wants to perform some poetry," and I'd been writing in secret at this point. I was like, you know what? Can I do my own? I do my own poem. They're like, yeah, that's great. Oh man, I've never been so nervous in my life. I very rarely got nervous before going onto stage. But performing this poem, and you know, to this day, but performing this poem for the first time, I've never been so nervous in my life. My legs were shaking. I couldn't read it from the page. Oh my goodness. You know, and I've gotten better now, but I still get very nervous reading my poetry. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. But yeah, I really wanted to put like a little tour together, UK tour. Maybe one day. I've still got a lot of the equipment. I've still got the stands and stuff, so we'll see. Cut it short and buy a long wig, less hassle. Cut it short and buy a long wig, less hassle. Well, there you go. If that doesn't solve our problem. Maybe try starting smaller and hit an open mic. Yeah, again, as I say, I used to do open mics. I'll get round to it again. What do you think about sestinas? I think I've only written 1 or 2 sestinas, but you know, they're okay. They're not my favourite. But it's all subjective, isn't it? It's all subjective. What I like writing, other people don't like writing, and what you like writing, I might not like writing. But yeah, they're okay. I like sestinas. I didn't know that. As long as you don't hurt people, you can lie as much as you like. Wait, what? What are we talking about there, Anelli? As long as you don't hurt people, you can lie as much as you like. What was that to? Oh, hang on. What about truth in poetry? Do poems have to be true? And how would that change the emotional impact of the poem? Interesting. What about truth in poetry? Do poems have to be true? And how would that change the emotional impact of the poem? No, but yes. No, you know, you got fictional poems. What I will say is the emotion behind the poem has to be true. And as Anelli says, as long as you don't hurt people, you can lie as much as you like. If you write a poem about, I don't know, your boss punching you in the face, and you name your boss, and he never did it, then yeah, that's probably an issue. But yeah, does that make sense? You can, yeah. What Anelli says, you can write a fictionalized poem. I personally would say the emotion behind it has to be real. You can't fake that. But as long as you don't write a poem about someone doing something they didn't to you or whatever, then there's a lot of Burns Night open mic sessions advertised online. Yeah, there's actually a few in. I put a few in the Winter Poetry Cove magazine. Burns Night is coming up. Maybe that's a good goal for you to work towards in terms of confidence. Yeah. I'm not going to rush myself. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not going to rush myself. I'm going to ease into it. I'm really enjoying these live streams. I'm going to make a reaction video tomorrow. I'm going to ease into it. And then we'll go from there, because I don't want to burn myself out. That's the last thing I want to do, is burn myself out again. I'm looking for open mics to start going to, but I'm terrified of public speaking. Yeah. What I will say is you'll only get over that fear by doing it. I know it's not great. Go to an open mic in a small town rather than a city centre, something that's going to be quieter. That's how I started. There was an audience of a more advanced age, and so there wasn't so much pressure, and then I kind of got into it more and more from there. We used to have a thing called Second Life. The Poetry Cove used to have something called Second Life. It was hugely expensive. It was like £300 a month just to rent the space, but essentially it was on this platform called Second Life, which is like the metaverse, and we had open mics once a week, Poetry Cove wise, but there was an open mic there every night of the week, and me and my ex-partner Sophie, we used to go to these open mics every night, and that's a great way That's a great way to build up that confidence. I even tried to do something similar on Zoom with the Poetry Cove and do open mics, but nobody came, so I stopped doing them. I have done open mics, but I'm really horrible at it. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're not. And practice makes perfect, even if you're not the best at it. No, not short. Reminds of Pictures Bruno took. No, not short. Reminds of Pictures Bruno took. Are we talking about my hair there, Tanya? Fair play. Go at your own pace. It's an interesting subject. I was wondering what people's thoughts are on the truth in poetry debate. There are some who believe a poem must be a lived experience and nothing else. There could be a debate. There could be a debate to that. Personally, no, I think you can write a fictional poem. I personally feel like that's an interesting one. I tell you what, guys, let's not answer that now. Well, you can answer that now, and we can. But I'm gonna write that down now, and that'll be a good topic for Thursday. Truth in poetry. Truth in poetry. Does it need to be lived? Because we've only got 5 minutes left, so that's a good topic for Thursday. But feel free to answer it now anyway, and then we can continue it next week. Right, I've made a note of that. We often write things we've been through, but leave some things out in order to spare people close to us. Yeah, I do that. Yeah. No, but they have to be accurate. Yeah. Thanks for the advice. Our community is very open-minded, and it's always okay to come and just listen. Yeah, whereabouts is are you in the UK? More specifically, London? Or surrounding areas? Baby steps, Adam. It's the only way. Walk before you run, and all will be good. Yeah, 5 minutes. Where did those 2 hours go? I know, right? I know. I'm glad you guys enjoy them as much as I do. All right, guys. I think we'll probably it's only 4 minutes. We'll probably wrap it up there. Thank you so much for spending 2 hours with me this evening. I'm really loving these live streams and hanging out with you guys and seeing new faces each time. That's really great to see new faces each live stream, and of course just seeing the returning faces as well. I feel like we're really kind of having a great time together. At least I hope so. Don't forget about the thing I said. If you've got an idea for a discussion, we have one for the first hour on Thursday. We'll talk about how important is truth in poetry. But if you think of anything else between now and Thursday, head over to thepoetrycove.com/forum, create a free account and leave it in poetry discussion. I will check it out, and if it's a good discussion, I'll bring it over to here, and it will also be hopefully start a discussion over on the forum as well, because I really want to get that forum going again. So everyone, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm going to go shopping for a ghost face mask, Santa's hat, Christmas jumper, and look at the Christmas Carol. But we still got a long time for that. Baby steps sound good. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. You guys are the best, and I will hopefully see you all on Thursday. See you later.